Critter Trades here, and this is my 9-year review of fluid film. I've been using fluid film on my car in salty northern Michigan here for 9 years, and I live in one of the snow belts in northern Michigan. We get over 100 inches of snow almost every single year, sometimes upward closer to 200 inches, so almost every day in the winter is sloppy, salty, grimy, sandy. You name it, it's nasty up here in the winter time. And the best thing I can do to show you how well this works is to just show you my car. If you look at a car that's only 3 or 4 years old in northern Michigan here, it's already super rusty on the underside. These cars just do not hold up in these conditions very well. The metal and the salts from the roads just really start to have them corrode really quickly on the underside of the vehicle. What fluid film does is it's basically a petroleum-based product with lanolin in it that makes a barrier on the metal to stop the salt and the oxygen from causing the rust and oxidation to start in the first place. This is a prevention. It's not a after you already have a rusty car to stop it from getting worse. It's not to repair rust. It's to prevent the rust from starting in the first place, and it works super well. This fluid film's greasy, nasty stuff. It's like a oily and petroleum-based product. It also has lanolin in it, which lanolin is in sheep's wool that helps wick water. And so this stuff doesn't ever really harden. It just kind of stays sticky and gross on here, which is what you want. You don't want it to harden. If you get an undercoating that hardens, it cracks when it dries out eventually, like paint does. Then it kind of holds the salty, muddy, dirty water underneath the coating on top of the paint, which causes it actually to rust out faster. And a lot of people think that these undercoatings that harden or paints like bed liners, they think they're good because they last a long time. It's just caked on the differential here on all these metal components. You can see the spots where I didn't spray it, like on the brakes, because you're not supposed to spray the brakes. You can see how rusty it is in there. But everywhere I've sprayed it otherwise is pretty clean for the most part. See, this stuff really does work really well. It gets into all the little nooks and crannies. When you do a car wash, it's not going to spray out the insides of these panels. The fluid film stops the rain and salty water from touching the paint at all in the first place. So it's super good at what it's supposed to do. See, the water just kind of drips and beads up, almost like a ceramic coating or a wax type product would. And you really need to get a lot closer to spray it off of there. You can see here, it's still beating up. Even though it's removed, it still has a little bit on there. You can see it on my finger here. It doesn't ever fully get washed off completely. So as you can see, it's not 100% rust free, but it's pretty good. I think this is way better than people who don't live in the salt belt realize. Like, this looks like off the assembly line basically. You look at a 3, 4, 5-year-old car, it's going to be way worse than this. And it really just improves the longevity of your vehicle in terms of rust. You'll see shock towers rusting out, and you basically have to scrap the car or do thousands of dollars in repairs, replacing metal to get the car structurally able to be roadworthy. And so if you can extend the life of your vehicle and not have rust showing on the outside of the vehicle, on the paint, within 10 years, you're doing really good, and it's pretty low investment. Fluid film doesn't cost very much. Yeah, if you have any questions about it or anything, it doesn't. I haven't noticed any issues with the rubber seals. People say it makes rubber expand. I haven't noticed any rubber expansion or anything, any negative effects of it. But yeah, it is really good stuff. I didn't spray any on the outside of the vehicle here. I sprayed it down inside the rocker panels here and inside the doors, and it crept out over time over the past couple months here. So I'm going to scrub it with a brush here, and you can kind of see how sturdy this stuff is. Takes a good scrubbing to get it off of there. It's nasty stuff. So how might this compare to some other undercoating products? I've heard a lot of different things about NH oil, about Surface Shield, for example, and they're all pretty similar. There are a few differences. I'll link a video at the end here where I compared NH oil, Surface Shield, and fluid film. I don't think any of them are necessarily bad products. I think they all are very good when used yearly, I think is the big key word there, making sure you use them every fall. But definitely a good product, and it does what it's supposed to do. It keeps the rust, it keeps the salt, it keeps the nasty sandy water off of your vehicle, which is what you want in the winter time, and it will stop the rust from happening. It's good to spray it in your doors, everywhere under the bottom of the car. It takes me about 2 to 3 cans every year when I do it. I've been using the spray guns a lot more recently though. And then I do post a lot of winter and corrosion resistance long-term tests, comparisons with the different products to see how they work. So do consider subscribing if you're interested in those. But yeah, overall fluid film, I don't really have anything bad to say about it. Some people don't like the smell. It kind of smells like an adhesive would, but I don't really mind it. It goes away in about a week usually. It's better to spray it when it's warmer out. It likes to creep better when it's warm outside. And sometimes people complain about the car being all greasy and getting messy when you're working under it. And I really don't think that is worth I really don't think that's I mean, it is a negative, but I don't really see it as that big of a negative because there are so many good things that come from this. Not having to use a torch to pull off a rusty bolt. I'll take a little bit of nasty, greasy stuff, trade off for a bolt that will just unscrew. So it makes a big difference as well. And if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. So fluid film, it comes in 2 different varieties. It comes in the black version and the clear version. It's kind of like an amber color. And again, like I said, it's a petroleum-based product that also uses lanolin, which is in sheep's wool that helps to wick water. So it's going to be creeping, it's going to be moving. It's not a hardening one, and that is what you want. You don't want something that's going to harden and in a couple years crack and let the water seep into it. You want something that's fluid that you have to apply every year. That's the only way to keep your car rust-free. It's an ongoing battle with rust and corrosion. You can never win it. You can slow it down a ton, and this really, really helps with that. If you are looking to purchase fluid film or the power washer that I showed in the video here, check out a link down in the description. Really good stuff. So the cans, you can buy it in the cans or you can get it in a gallon sprayer. I'll put a link to a sprayer as well that I recommend and have used before. I like the cans a lot because they're simple. Basically just spray it on here, and if you use the straws that come with them, you can get a little extended range on them. But again, just goes on nice and clear. The black version's a little more black and it's aerosol. And I'll show you here when I try and wipe this off, you'll kind of see it. So you can see it here. It's just like a waxy type of nasty, grimy stuff. It picks everything up off the road. That's why it gets all dirty and black. I have the black stuff on my car too, so it's a little darker. But yeah, it's just super slippery and slick. And so it's gonna be kind of messy when you work on your car, but it's worth it not having rust. And if you wipe it all off, you'll see it's still on there and it's still slippery. You can feel it on your fingers, so it never truly gets removed very easily. It takes a really long time for the stuff to get removed from anywhere. So even if you can't really see it on there, it still is working very well.